My name is Dr. Apur Trivedi, Associate Professor at Himalayan School of Management Studies, Swami Rama Himalayan University. Today, we are going to discuss about workers' participation in management. In today's lecture, we are going to cover the critical roles of the workers' involvement, industrial democracy, what are the prerequisites of industrial democracy, what are the principles of industrial democracy, the merits of industrial democracy, and workers' participation in management, its objective, prerequisites for an effective participation, its importance, and the various levels of participation. Let's begin today's class with a quote by the famous industrialist Andrew Carnegie. He once said that, "Take away my factories, my plants, take away my railroads, my ships, my transportation, take away my money, strip me of all these, but leave me my men, and in 2 or 3 years I will have them all again." This statement signifies the importance of human resource in the production process. And when it comes to industrial environment, human resource plays a very important role. To have a cordial, inclusive environment for working of all the stakeholders of industrial relations, that is the employee, the employer, and the government, we need to have an effective workers' participation in management. So let's see how we can ensure the workers' participation in management and what exactly is the workers' participation in management. To understand that, we first need to explore the elements of industrial democracy. So what is industrial democracy? It is a departure from traditional autocratic management or the one-man governance. Here, the workers are treated as responsible partner of the enterprise. They are allowed to participate in decision-making process. They have a right of self-expression and also get opportunity in framing their views with the policies of the company. There are certain prerequisites of industrial democracy. The first important prerequisite is that there should be a strong trade union with constructive leadership in every enterprise. And the employers should be willing to treat them as equal partners in every enterprise. All the parties of industrial relations should have full faith in industrial democracy, and the workers and management should have the genuine desire to resolve the issues peacefully through a democratic setup. The principles of industrial democracy explain that trade union must be independent of the state and the management. There should be no external influence on the trade union. This has been a reason for the failure of trade unions in India, the external influence on the trade unions. And only unions can represent the industrial interest of the workers, and the ownership of industry is irrelevant to good industrial relations because the process itself makes the functioning so smooth that it doesn't matter that what kind of ownership is there in the industry. There are various merits of industrial democracy. The first is effective communication between workers and management. Then cordial labor and management relations. It also gives higher status to workers and make them more responsible in their outlook and behavior. Workers feel committed to the decisions taken by them jointly with the management. Let's understand workers' participation in management. It is an essential ingredient of industrial democracy. The concept of workers' participation in management is based on a human relations approach to management, which brought about a new set of values to labor and management. Traditionally, the concept of workers' participation refers to the participation of non-managerial employees in the decision-making process of the organization. Workers' participation globally is known through various terms. Like in Germany, it is known as co-determination, while in Yugoslavia it is known as self-management. The International Labour Organization, the ILO, has been encouraging members and all the member nations to promote the scheme of workers' participation in management. The philosophy focuses on democratic participation in decision making, maximum employer and employee collaboration with minimum state intervention, realization of a greater measure of social justice, greater industrial efficiency, and a higher level of organizational health and effectiveness. Let's discuss the objectives of workers' participation in management. The prime objective is strengthening the industrial peace, foster a cooperative workplace environment that minimizes conflicts and promotes peaceful resolution of disputes, enhancing communication and trust by improving transparency and dialogue between workers and the management, while building mutual respect and a culture of trust in the organization. Encouraging collective responsibility by cultivating a sense of shared responsibility for organizational success and decision-making outcomes. The objectives also include alignment of mutual goals by bridging the gap between workers and management interest, aligning them toward common organizational objective, facilitating adaptation and change by engaging employees effectively in the change management process to ensure smooth implementation of organizational transformations. Promoting democratic principles by embedding democratic principle in the workplace governance, ensuring fair representation and participation of employees in management decisions. Let's discuss the prerequisites for effective participation. The prime prerequisite for effective participation is the empowerment of union. A robust union infrastructure that represents democratic values ensures active and equal participation in management decisions, which is vital for fostering industrial harmony. Another prerequisite is the shared vision. Clearly defined and mutually agreed objectives for workers' participation in management align the interest of workers and the management, facilitating a collaborative effort towards the common goal, which fulfills the objective of both the industry as well as the employee. And another prerequisite is to have an inclusive culture, ensuring that every tier within the organization has a voice and a sense of involvement is essential for maintaining a participative spirit and encouraging collective responsibility. Few more prerequisites include management engagement, where proactively engagement by management to solicit and act upon workers is required. This instills a sense of value and enthusiasm in the workforce. A positive industrial climate is also very helpful in creating the effective workers' participation. And most importantly, capacity building and participation framework, where initiatives that enhance workers' knowledge and competencies can be taken. This defines the parameters of the engagement and increases the efficacy of the participative measures taken in the industry, which are focused on increasing industrial peace, reducing industrial unrest, and creating a democratic industrial environment. Now, let's discuss the importance of workers' participation in management. It promotes mutual trust. It strengthens the relationship between workers and management by fostering a culture of trust and shared responsibility, which is essential for stable industrial relations. It enhances decision making by involving workers in management decisions. It brings diverse perspective that can lead to more informed and effective strategies, benefiting the overall organization. It also improves workplace dynamics by the active participation of workers in management which often leads to increased job satisfaction, lower conflict rate, and a more harmonious workplace environment. There are various levels of participation. First is the informative participation, then consultative participation, associative participation, administrative participation, and decisive participation. So, these levels of participation varies with the levels of engagement and the levels of authority and responsibility and autonomy given to the workers while participating in different processes. Let us explore them one by one. So, the informative participation refers to management information sharing with workers on such items those are concerned with workers. Balance sheet, production, economic conditions of the plant, etc. are example of such items. It is important to note that here workers have no right of close scrutiny of the information provided, and management has its prerogative to make decisions on issues concerned with the workers. In consultative participation, workers are consulted in those matters which relates to them. Here the role of worker is restricted to give their views only. However, the acceptance and non-acceptance of these views depends on management. Nonetheless, it provides an opportunity to the workers to express their views on matters involving their interest. In associative participation, the role of the Workers' Council is not just advisory, unlike the consultative participation. It is an advanced, improved form of consultative participation. Here, the management is under a moral obligation to acknowledge, accept, and implement the unanimous decision of the council. Now, in the administrative participation, decisions already taken are implemented by the workers. Compared to the former three levels of participation, the degree of sharing authority and responsibility by the worker is definitely more in this form of participation. Now, in decisive participation, the decisions are taken jointly by the management and the workers of the organization. In fact, this is the ultimate level of workers' participation in management. With this, we come to the end of today's session. We will continue the session with various forms and modes of workers' participation in management. Thank you.